I guess in Florida there's a lot of manatees,
Hmm.
and like I guess through the past couple years, there's been like actually like they're becoming like kind of endangered. Like the number of manatees like or numbers are going down.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's a time of year, I guess, or whatever, where they basically have these big, like, manatee orgies
Yeah.
where, like, they're breeding. And so, there was one article I saw where it said, like, people were calling the cops, and the cops were basically like, just leave the manatees alone. Let them get their business done.
Yeah.
But then this story also sprang out of this. Beloved Florida manatee dies after high intensity incestuous gay sex.
Wow.
It says Florida man never fails to disappoint us. This time it's Florida manatee. And it's one of the most famous ones. Hugh the manatee, 38, was a visitor favorite at Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium in Sarasota. He was known, among other things, for predicting the winner of the Super Bowl. Sadly, on April 29th, Hugh passed away. He didn't exactly go out in a blaze of glory, though, or in any PG-13 manner. Shortly before his death, Hugh engaged in high-intensity sexual behavior, the aquarium said to ABC7. Yet he didn't hump the living daylights out of another lady manatee. Instead, he was on the receiving end for another male manatee, and that male also happened to be his brother Buffett.
Oh, wow.
A necropsy, that is animal autopsy, later confirmed that Hugh had died from a ruptured colon alongside other internal injuries. Oh, the humanity. Did they really need to do like an autopsy on this guy to figure like I guess science?
Sure, there
wanted
are
to
witnesses.
The details about Hugh's death were initially initially quite so explicit. At first, they simply let the public know that Hugh had passed away unexpectedly on April 29th. After Hugh showed a change in his behavior earlier in the day, animal care staff began closely monitoring him. Saturday late afternoon, Hugh suddenly became unresponsive in his habitat. Mote Aquarium said in the April 30th statement. Don't get us wrong, the aquarium knew exactly what Hugh had been up to with his brother. They just had to confirm whether he died from playing the catch or to his pitcher. To that end, the aquarium said that a necropsy would determine Hugh's exact cause of death.
Whether he was the catcher or the pitcher. I think we already know now.
Well, yeah, I think they already knew that part. I don't know. They just were like, was this natural causes or did this actually kill him? However, the proper test would take at least 8 weeks. Jeez. I feel like you could do it sooner than that. Oh, look at his ruptured butthole.
Yeah.
Well, those weeks passed and the aquarium got their results. That prompted a new statement. Quote, given the recent media coverage of the events surrounding the passing of our beloved and recently deceased resident manatee Hugh, it is important that we share an overview of the facts to ensure complete clarity of the cause of Hugh's death. Mote Aquarium wrote on Facebook. Those facts are decidedly more explicit. Just a heads up, if you don't want to know about traumatic male-on-male manatee sex, this is your chance to get off all the ride. Now, the thing about male manatees is they get randy during mating season. Whether in the wild or captivity, for 2 months every year, they undergo seasonal behavioral changes, including but not limited to an increase in sexual behavior. And that was the time of year for Hugh and Buffett. On that day of Hugh's passing, Hugh and Buffett engaged in natural yet increased mating behavior, the aquarium said. Due to the marine mammal's horniness, the aquarium put them under increased observation. That put them in the front row seat for what USDA APHIS report described as high-intensity sexual behavior between 2 adult male manatees. According to the USDA, Buffett rectally penetrated Hugh at around 10 a.m. Man, they really did their details on this, like it's an actual like murder case. Shortly afterward, the aquarium staff collected a fecal sample that contained fresh blood. Ugh. Yet, according to the aquarium, Hugh didn't show any obvious signs of discomfort or distress, and activity continued to interact with Buffett. As a result, the two engaged in multiple penetrations throughout the day, with the last one occurring around 5:15 p.m. After that session, Buffett swam away, but Hugh sank to the bottom of the pool unresponsive. By the time aquarium staff got to him, he was dead. Man, I'm going to skip. This is a long article, but yeah.
This is brutal, man. Oh,
Basically, long story short, is they did way too many tests on this.
yeah.
They could have wrapped this case up much sooner without the gory details.
We don't need all this info. The penetration was brutal.
Wouldn't it be weird if like humans were the same, to where like they just get horny like 2 months out of the year, but like super horny?
There'd be so many crimes. There'd be like times when people just couldn't leave the house because there were like horny men outside.
That's probably pretty true. I mean, that's probably true already, actually, if you're a woman.
It wouldn't even be just women, though. Men would be getting raped, too, if people got that horny.
I guess in Japan, like, they've had this for a while now, where, like, it was such a problem with, like, women getting groped on public transportation that they have, a train that's only for women, so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know, like, their camera has to make noise because there were too many people taking pictures of, like,
Oh,
upskirts
right.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, too.